play, and then whoop, they drop it. Okay, that was a dramatization. What's going on, everybody? Jim from Grassroots Drumming. Today it's controlled bounces. You have to have control when you're playing drums, because if not, things sound sloppy like that. 2 exercises. The first one is understanding your technique with fingers, and then we are going to ramp up the speed to work on controlled bounces. So if you're holding the stick correctly, and I know you are, I know you've been practicing, I know that you've watched my beginning videos. If you haven't, you must do that. But you need to make sure that you have the swivel. I'll show this side of the hand first, and that everything is working together. The fingers, the wrist, and here you can see on the other side, the thumb and the index finger work as a pivot. We're moving that here. Fingers are catching. All right, here we go. Exercise 1, pretty simple. Got to keep the big grip. I'm going to start with my left hand. The stick's up in the air, and then you're just going to let the stick drop. And you're going to let it bounce as many times as you can. Meaning that if you have one of those newer pads, those Real Feels, those bounce more. So it's not a big deal if you only get 3 bounces. The reason we're doing this is we want to practice to make sure that we still have our grip. A lot of times learners will do this and they'll just kind of let it fall, and then they're too relaxed. So we're getting the motion of the drumstick, the gravity, the bouncing, and then we're catching it with the back of the fingers. Watch this section and drop. So this is more of just a multiple bounce. The control part is making sure your grip is still in play, okay? And I'll try with the other hand. Just a little bit at a time. So a few things that will happen when you're doing this. One, you're just letting that stick go down, and you might lose the grip a little bit, so you want to fix that. And this kind of exercise, I wouldn't do more than 20 to 30 seconds. It's not the most musical. All right, so after you do that, if you can get that checkpoint where you have the grip, notice my fingers are following the stick. The fingers are following the stick, going up and then down, that slow motion, then we catch. So we just feel that. Some players might do this, they play and then whoop, they drop it. Okay, that was a dramatization, but you're too relaxed, so you have to think about the pivot. Now the control bounces, let's just practice wrist and then bounce. Wrist, bounce. How am I getting that bounce? I am using the stick here. I am pressing firmly and then catching with the fingers. This hand, pressing firmly, not too firm though. We'll talk about that. More pressure means faster bounce. This will happen maybe 1, 2, 1 and 2, and you're pressing in too much, not in. Catching, okay? We're gonna practice just the controlled 2 bounces. 1 wrist motion, 2 bounce. Catch. The catch is the fingers. Here we go, 1 wrist motion, catch. And sometimes you'll see players doing this. There's different techniques we're not gonna get into, but I'm doing that on camera just to exaggerate. Catch. Here I go. Up, 1 wrist motion, catch. Okay, don't worry about the sound. You want to focus on that 1 wrist motion and catch. And I'm going to have a very small, affordable course on rolls, so you want to make sure you follow for more. Catch, like that, catch. So if we got that control bounce, now we're going to go a little faster. We're going to go wrist motion, catch. Now you think, oh, I'm going faster, that means I'm hitting harder? No, I'm not. I am using the grip here and I'm pressing just a bit more. So that'll take some time. You might do this. Teachers exaggerate. You're pressing in too much. So, and left hand. So now we're going to try, we'll lead with the right hand. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The sticking I'm doing in 2/4 time, 1/8 notes alternating, and then double the 16ths. I'll have some sort of PDF that goes along with this so you can practice it. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, if your bounces are uneven, but you're able to coordinate, give yourself time. All right, so let's review today. The most important thing is to make sure that step 1, you get the stick and the swivel, and then your fingers catch. Step 2, make sure 1 wrist motion, and then bounce. Actually, back it up. You have 1 wrist motion, but let it bounce multiple times by keeping the grip there, okay? And how many times you should do it? Well, if you can do this like 5 times in a row, and if your grip is good, you're good. Here we go. And then the third step is the controlled bounces. One wrist motion, catch. One wrist motion, catch. Left hand. Keywords, one wrist motion and then catch. And then you can apply a little drill to it, a little practicing with the left hand. Let's do doubles. We're gonna go left, left, right, right. And if you can feel that bounce, right away your brain will tie in the coordination and you want to keep up with that. If you're having a hard time, then go back to the multiple bounces and then also practice that one wrist motion and bounce. I hope this helps because I added this in with this lesson, follow for more, because I'm going to add in some speed and more endurance because we're getting there. All right, wish everyone well. Keep playing, keep enjoying music, and keep drumming. Bye for now.